Hello, this is Mr. Patrick's Corner. Today we're going to talk about our wonderful Assembly and our wonderful Senate and our wonderful governor who are driving businesses out of California. The latest is Farmer John's Pork Products. They have a plant down in Vernon. It's been there for 92, maybe 93 years. It's the one that has those pretty pigs running around it. On the outside is a mural showing happy pigs going to slaughter. Well, everybody has to have a gimmick. Well, Farmer John's gets most of their pigs locally. But the company that owns Farmer John's is Smith's company. They're owned by the Chinese. And the Chinese eat a lot of pork. That's their favorite meat. And what we've done is basically made it very difficult to get pork in this country, pork in California. We have all these rules and regulations about the raising, the processing of pigs. And a lot of it is very, very expensive. So Smith has decided enough of this. So by February next year, they will be gone. The employees will be offered settlements for how many years of service. They're going to hire about 200 more people to use with the close down, and they will be given, if they work out, they'll get a bonus of $7,500. Smith's also offering them jobs in the Midwest, where they're going to have the new plant. What I don't seem to understand is, why are we doing this? Why? Because our Assembly and our Senate have passed stringent regulations. Pretty soon you won't even be able to get any pork in California because the pork processors are all moving to the Midwest, and they're just going to drop California because the rules and regulations on the handling of pork are too stiff, too strict, and there's no profit there. So we have a big economy, but they're looking at it, it's only about 14% of their overall growth. The hell with them. Let them go pound salt. That's what the executives of Smith and the rest of the, like JSC, the rest of the four big processors. So what can we do about this? Well, we might, since Gavin Newsom has $97 billion sitting in the coffers of the California Treasury, might buy the plant, the Farmer John's logo and the Farmer John plant in Vernon, turn it into a cooperative. The state would buy it, give them the seed money, and we let the employees run it. And the profits would be split between the employees and the state of California. We've already lost Hershey's chocolate, and that was under the careful watch of, I am Arnold Schwarzenegger, I know everything. Instead of Arnold going on the TV and telling everybody in California, hey, don't buy any Hershey bars, don't buy any Hershey products. We're going to boycott them. And then ask your people in the rest of the country to do the same. So those jobs stay here in California and in the rest of the country. Like Hershey's, Pennsylvania. The Hershey's plant there has been there from the beginning. You know, Milton Hershey's built it. They saved his butt when he speculated in sugar. And it's owned by the Hershey's Trust, 51%. Now, what does this trust go to? Well, it funds an orphanage for girls and boys, and they run it until they're 18. They help them get into college, and they have this giant trust fund. It's in almost $1 billion. And they, oh, but we have to make more money for the stockholder. Who's the stockholders? The stockholders are the very small part. If 51% is owned by the trust, you know, you don't really need to make that much profit. Again, greed is playing out. We lose our jobs to Mexico. We lose our jobs to the Midwest. Then You can't buy bacon because guess what? We won't have any bacon here because the farmers are going to be throttled out of the market. You know, everything in this state runs on rules and regulation. And rules and regulations have to make sense. You're going to lose tanning companies that tan the hides from the pigs. You're going to lose the rendering plants because they get their supplies from Farmer John's, where they make dog food. Dog food, they have an Alcon plant in the city of Vernon that makes dog food and cat food. Now, if they can't get supplies, they might close that plant. That's another 700 or 800 people without jobs. You know, sometimes I wonder about my state, how we drive people out and they cry, we don't have any industry. Well, Vernon is an industrial city. And an industrial city only has industries in it, very few people, because of the fact that it's smelly, it's dirty, but it's where people make money, where they go to work. Like, believe it or not, a few years back, I helped with the demolition at 31 Flavors Ice Cream in Burbank. And why did they have to take down their plant that's been there for almost 60, 70 years? Because the neighbors complained about the trucks rolling in from the dairies early in the morning. So they decided to move to Vernon, where nobody's going to complain about them moving their trucks in and out. Now, is 31 Flavors a hazardous waste? No. The deal is, it was the rich people who bought homes around it and then complained about the noise. This is the same thing that happened down in the city of, down in West Covina. They had a dump on one side of the facility where the dump would work, and it was close, and they put the dump in. Then people decided in Hacienda Heights that they wanted to build houses. And then the geniuses in the city of Hacienda Heights said, okay, we'll give you a permit to build houses right across from the dump. Now, you wouldn't smell anything until late at night. So they take them by and they show them this nice house, but nobody wanted to think about why they're showing it to them early in the morning or in the late deal, the real estate agents. And then when they moved in and at night, they'd smell the fragrance of the dump. So they petitioned to close the dump, which caused more aggravation and more problems. Then we go down even farther, and Altadena Dairy had a dairy. And you know, cows stink. So they closed that down. But they moved to Chino. Then rich people started wanting to live out in Chino, in the agricultural heartland of America. Well, they had a deal there which prevented anybody from moving in because it was a reservation for dairy products and agricultural products. But some of the farmers sold out. And then they forced more and more people, more and more farmers out because the profit margins were getting restrictive. So there we go again. Chino has virtually no farms there at all. And what do we have? Houses. Oh my God, we have McMansions. And then we wonder why we can't get milk. It's a very complicated thing. You think about stuff and you say, why do they have that? Then they have these permitting processes where in the old days you drive up there, deliver your stuff, and not have to worry about it. Now, when you're going to Chino to make a delivery, they put you on a specific route. They give you instructions on what time and what hours. You have to get a permit, which you pay for and which the customer picks up to deliver. One time, I was delivering a sub-electrical system. Basically, it's a jet turbine. It helps them when there's a power shortage because these little sub-plants keep the electricity flowing. And the people there says, "Oh, that's going to make so much noise. That's a jet aircraft engine. Oh my God, how are we going to put up with it?" Well, the engineers are smarter than the dummies that live there because they built these places so they're virtually soundproof. You could be right up against one, and you won't hear anything from the jet engine. But you go inside, you got to have hearing protection. I love my state and the Californian people. They are the dumbest of the dumb. They cry about stuff like in Santa Monica, they used to have A1 Globe noodle factory there. And because of the NAFTA deal, they could build their plant in Canada, ship their noodles down close to where they grew it. Believe it or not, most of the raw material, the wheat, came from California farms. Well, guess what? Those wheat farmers don't exist anymore because they were run out of business by the Canadians. The Canadian government has this wonderful deal where farmers don't have to worry about the profit margin. They get a specific profit every year. And they sell all their corn, all their sorghum, all their wheat to the Canadian government. And the Canadian government gives them a profit. Doesn't matter, because the Canadians store all that grain. And then they can sell it for ½ a cent a bushel, and they're still making gangbuster profits. This is an amazing deal. Our government is so incompetent that they run our businesses out. We buy from overseas. We put ourselves in these positions where we run out of baby formula because we're not doing proper jobs with making sure that there's enough suppliers of baby milk and that the baby milk is properly manufactured. My God, this is a great country we live in. We have a president like, wonderful Biden and Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsom. God, what a wonderful country we live in to produce such wonderful politicians who are as dumb as dirt. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you subscribe and click and like this channel. Have a very nice day.